Republican voters in Wyoming resoundingly rejected Liz Cheney. And when she speaks, her old colleagues on the Hill, they just roll their eyes. So her constituency now consists of a few journalists, some never-Trumpers, and the old Bush-Cheney Perpetual War Coalition. Yet a publisher still gave her money to write a book, which means she'll be an unwelcome guest in your home if you turn on CBS this Sunday.
People who say, well, if he's elected, it's not that dangerous because we have all of these checks and balances, don't fully understand the extent to which the Republicans in Congress today have been co-opted. One of the things that we see happening today is a sort of a sleepwalking into dictatorship in the United States.
Wow. Sleepwalking into dictatorship. How poetic. Did she write that line herself? John Dickerson fell asleep in that interview, I think. All right, just like the Biden White House, the GOP old guards are in complete freakout mode over the staying power of Donald Trump. It's driving them all mad. And one of the most unhinged op-eds, and I've read a lot of them lately, was published in the Washington Post this week. And in it, Uber war hawk Robert Kagan smears not only Trump with the tired old Hitler line, how many times can we read that, but anyone who might think of working for him, writing, "A Trump dictatorship is increasingly inevitable. It will be filled with people who will not need explicit instruction from Trump any more than Hitler's local Gaultiers needed instruction. In such circumstances, people work toward the Führer, which is to say, they anticipate his desires and seek favor through acts they think will make him happy." Trump derangement syndrome is real. These people are sick. They need help. Joining me now is Tulsi Gabbard, Fox News contributor and former Hawaii Congresswoman. Tulsi, I used to have Robert Kagan on my old radio show at the beginning of the Iraq War, and he's not a dumb person, he's a smart person. But how ironic is it that they're the ones who pushed legislation like the Patriot Act that gave the government a way to infringe on our civil liberties, and they're saying that Trump is the dictator in waiting here?
Yeah, Laura, the irony doesn't stop there. The things that he outlined in his incredibly long and difficult to read op-ed, along with things that Liz Cheney are saying, they're warning us of Trump's reelection being a dictatorship, and where he will do all of these things like turn the Department of Justice against political opponents, use the IRS to go after those who oppose his agenda. The list goes on. The thing is, that's exactly what the Biden-Harris administration is doing against President Donald Trump and against those they view as their political opponents. But the thing that really bothered me the most about Kagan's op-ed and many others who continue to warn the country that Donald Trump is going to be like a modern-day Hitler is that they're also the kinds of people who, and we hear this all the time, people say, gosh, if back in the day, if only one person had the courage to stop Hitler, to take him out before he rose to power, then we would have saved millions of lives. Well, this is what they're essentially, this is a message
they're inviting violence. Tulsi, you're saying they're inviting someone to take a shot at Trump.
This is what is so dangerous, is they're sending a message to a rogue actor, a lone wolf, saying, hey, we need someone to save our country from this modern-day Hitler-like person. And that is what should alarm every single American. This is not how the United States of America is. This is not who we are, and yet this is what these people in positions of power are doing in abusing their power and undermining our democracy, because in their minds, the end justifies the means.
I am terrified for our country right now, given that type of rhetoric. I mean, unlike the left, we don't believe in censoring people's speech, but by doing what they're doing and saying what they're saying, they talk about dog whistles. That's a dog whistle to violence. If it's Hitler is in waiting, then you've got to stop Hitler. Hitler can't, so they know what they're doing, Tulsi. And I think if they can't win on the issues, it's obvious they're not winning on any of the issues. So this is where they are. Do you anticipate violence in the streets this coming election year, given where they're going?
Well, this is what I'm so concerned about, Laura, is exactly what we're talking about here, and why it's so incumbent upon us as Americans, not Democrats, independents, Republicans, but for us as Americans to take to heart the stand that we need to take to tell these people, and it's not just the establishment Democrats, it is them, but it is also these neocons like Liz Cheney and Robert Kagan who are fanning these flames that could push us to that point. Absolutely, and we need to tell them we will not stand for it, and we will not fall for it.
I mean, Robert Kagan would still have us back in Afghanistan. I mean, he's still waiting for the surge to work. All right, Tulsi, thank you. Great to see you.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.